Bible truth, line by line, in context, 5-minute lessons. Let's go. Welcome to Bible Bites. All right, guys, the 5-minute lesson starts now. All right, guys, so the last time we left off with Romans 1:17, and we had a question, right? What's so bad about death? Why do we need to be saved from it? All right, so we're going to see if we have that answer. I don't know, but we're going to keep going. We're going to start with Romans 1:18. God is wrathful. All right, let's start with the definition. Wrathful, a very angry, incensed, intense anger. Okay? So this wrath, this very incensed, intense anger is directed at mankind because of our ungodliness and our unrighteousness. All right? Definitions. Ungodliness is a disregard or a dismissal of God for who he is and what he says. Okay? And then unrighteousness is a violation of law, God's law. All right? So this makes him angry. Why though? Why does it make him angry? Because mankind holds the truth in unrighteousness. So mankind holds the truth in a state of violation against God's law. So what is this truth we're talking about here? Let's go on. Romans 1:19. The truth men hold is the truth about God. See, men know the truth about God. In fact, everything a man could know about him has been revealed to us, right? It manifests in us because God has shown us. So the wrath of God, his anger, is kindled against ungodliness, dismissal, and unrighteousness, violation that men have because men know the truth about him already. Now check this out. If God's wrath is for our ungodliness, okay? If God's wrath is against our ungodliness, dismissing him as who he is and dismissing what he says, right? Then the truth of God has to contain evidence for the reality of God's existence and his authority. Think about that. I'm not going to rewind it. You pause that and think about it. But look. His wrath is for our unrighteousness too, right? If unrighteousness is violating the moral law of God, then he must have revealed this law to us, right? And he must have revealed his right to subject us to it. And he must also have revealed his standard for our behavior. So you start to get this picture of why God is angry, because he tells us it's against ungodliness and unrighteousness. And you can take the opposite of that, right, to start to get a clear reality of what God hates and maybe what he loves. But let's keep going. Romans 1:18 and 19 put together, right? They're a combined thought. We see that the truth of God in part is revealed to us because God has authority and hates to be dismissed. We see this, right? We see that God judges men and he judges us for this thing, right? And because God is righteous and hates unrighteousness, he reveals himself and his expectations to us before judging us. We see this from the text. Go back and look at it again. Romans 1:18 and 19, right? God gives us free will on what to do with our knowledge of him. We also see this. See, you don't have to get things explicitly put to you, right? You don't have to have it told to you. Just read, slow down, and really think about what the text is telling us, okay? And you start to see this picture. Let's keep going. You don't have to take it as fact. You just have to use it as a bumper lane to keep you in context as you're reading, okay? So you're not going all over the place, getting stuck in your own logic and your own thoughts. Let's keep going. All right. Romans 1:20. The invisible truth of God is clearly seen by looking at creation itself. So, first up, from creation, we see the truth of God's deity, his godliness, right? From creation, we see his eternal power. This is what the text is telling us. If the universe begins, right? We got the Big Bang. I'm stepping out for a second. Bear with me. If the universe begins, it must have a cause. If time started at the birth of the universe, God must not be subject or ruled by time. He created it. God is eternal with enough power to cause and create the universe, right? And because of this, because looking at creation itself, we can see these truths that somebody had to do it, right? Because of this, mankind is without excuse. That's what the text says. We have no excuse for our ungodliness nor our unrighteousness. The creator of all things is being dismissed by his creations who are choosing not to believe. That makes a lot of sense when you look at Romans 1:18. But we're done. We're out of time. 5-minute lessons, guys. All right. We're going to pick up with Romans 1:19 next, and we're going to keep this going. But you're starting to see this picture start to unravel, and it's just going to start picking up, and it's going to amaze you what Romans has in store for you when you take it step by step. We're going to walk this together. We're both, I say both, all of us. I have like 2 viewers so right now. So yeah, maybe both. We're all trying to find obedience, and we'll get there because I think we're supposed to do that. And that's what God wants. And whatever's in his will, if we act on it, he's going to make it happen for us. So love you guys. See you next time. I'm out.